everybody. I'm Mattia Bryant, and welcome to the Women of Wisdom's Lavender Lounge. Today, our theme is all about the new fall semester, starting fresh with a special guest, Jamila Corria, to give us some tips and strategies to help us blossom through a successful school year. So, let's get started. First, I would like to welcome Jamila to the Lavender Lounge. Miss Jamila, please share a bit about yourself with our audience.
Thank you, Mattia. It's such a pleasure to be with you this morning. I am Jamila Corria, and I serve within Vocational Support Services, or VSS for short, here at Prince George's Community College. VSS is a grant-funded program that is designed to support students who are pursuing an Associates of Applied Science degree and related certificates. So essentially, we're a CTE, Career and Technical Education Programming. Our aim is really to support students' successful attainment of their educational goals and life pursuits. So VSS services really extends from the gamut of academic planning, personal development, and professional branding.
Thank you for that. So, you heard my introduction about starting fresh and tapping into the newness of fall semester. So, I know we have a lot of incoming students this semester, people who've even transferred over, and everybody's college experience looks a little bit different. So, I wanted to ask you, how do you embrace change, and what can you share for those of us who may not know how to deal with so many changes, like a new school, new professors, and a new way of doing things?
Absolutely. This is a great question. And I want to start by saying this. When we look at our past experience, where we are today versus where we were maybe in high school, middle school, early college years for some, are we the same individual? No. And that is because there was a process. Life experience is really about change, evolving, growing, learning each step of the way. And so although we may think that we have not embraced change, we really have embraced it. Sometimes when we think about change, though, we often think about it from a negative connotation. We think about the negative emotions that come along with it, the fear, the embarrassment, the disappointment. But there's many positives that come along with it as well. And in fact, learning in itself, change is the catalyst for it, in order for it to happen. So there are definitely some tools and some tips that I want to share with you that can help you to embrace change. And one is really looking at why. Why am I doing this? Really understanding that question from a personal perspective, making it meaningful and relevant to who you are. Why am I choosing to pursue higher education? Is it to change the trajectory of my family in a positive way? Is it to for economic gain? Is it for status? Is it for understanding self, purpose, the world around us? So we really have to keep that in the forefront of everything that we do, because that really serves as a motivation for us as we move forward. In Prince George's Community College's mission statement, there are 3 words that really stand out, and it's transforming, enriching, and empowering. And when we talk about transforming, if you look at one of the definitions for that, it is changing conditions or changing character. And that's what we're hoping to do as we pursue our educational goals, right? So really keeping that in mind, as you move forward. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is to seek the opportunities and possibilities that exist within change, instead of looking at it from a deficit mindset. I'm sure everyone hears about mindset, growth versus fixed mindset, but it really is looking at those opportunities that really exist within. And again, once again, reflecting on our experiences, how did we get to where we are today? And looking at that process of growth in between and how we dealt with change in the past. Another key tip is to acknowledge what is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable sometimes, right now I'm uncomfortable. Public speaking isn't my forte, but I recognize that sometimes it's necessary, especially if it's connected to your ultimate purpose. You may have to do some things that's uncomfortable, but in doing so, it helps you to grow as well. So name it, share it, and then change the narrative. That's important. I'm uncomfortable. However, I recognize that this is a skill that I will need in my career, my profession. Really think of it from that standpoint. Also look at the support that you need. What do you need to be successful? A lot of times we just go in and we think, I got it. But really think about the support that you need. In the past, if you had some challenges with math, that's an area that a lot of students are a little fearful of. But when you dig down deep into it, it's because of the experience that they may have had. And through that experience, you'll recognize that, hey, I actually did accomplish it though. Again, to get to this point, you had to come through, a lot of experiences, and math may be one of those where you were a little afraid of, but you made it through. So really think about the support that you need and lean into your resources. And this extends from the advisor to the individual that you pass walking down the hallway, a staff member that you pass, from the other staff members on campus, from your colleagues in your classroom setting, or maybe even in your work setting, to your professors, so really leaning in and utilizing those support. There are other services on campus that are non-academic as well. So there are services that's based on gender, such as Women of Wisdom, or Diverse Male Student Initiative, that can really provide that support that may be needed. There are services for first-generation college students, TRIO, for veterans. There are so many services, so really connecting and leaning into your resources is really important. Accessibility. Knowing that if this print here, I really need something that's a little bit larger font, tapping into accessibility services, which we refer here at the college as disability support services. Those are really key. Understanding that you're not alone. That's important too. Everyone has fears, right? Everyone has reservations, a little doubt, uncertainty about what they may be embarking upon, but recognize that you're not alone in that experience and that collectively we can make it together. In this community of Prince George's Community College, we are really about success, right? Success for the institution, success for students. So yes, we're all in this together. So tap on the next person. Hey, I need some help. It's okay, because success doesn't come independently. It comes by tapping into your community, into your support system. Also create what you want to become. Create those vision boards, identify a mantra, create a collage, word cloud, imagery, something that really inspires you, that every time you see it, you tap into it and you say, okay, I'm reminded of why I'm doing this. There's a student that I work with often, and her saying is, you got this. And so we're often like, you got this, you can do it. So that's important to have those reminders there. Along with that is an accountability partner. So in vocational support services, we're a team of two, and we are each other's accountability partner. When we have those moments where it's like, I don't think I can. Yes, you can. Snap out of it. You got it. So those type of things are really, really important. And be open to asking questions and trying something new. It's an opportunity for growth. And of course, change, again, is part of that learning process. Be open to embracing that and trying something new, because there may be things that you never thought of, like education abroad. Tap into that, explore the world, see things that are beyond what you've been exposed to. Learning is really about developing those critical thinking skills, and part of that is really getting that exposure and tapping into your resource of community.
Nice, thank you. And also touch on tapping into your resources and also understanding that everything that you're experiencing is room for growth and improvement. I also want to tap into hustle culture too, because I feel like that's something that's really big now, where you can overwork yourself, spread yourself out too thin, experience burnout. So how do we create that work-life balance between not just academically, but also socially as well? And then also for our students who may have internships or jobs outside of being a full-time student.
Absolutely. I think the key thing is first starting by recognizing what your goals are. What are your goals and the steps to accomplishing it? A lot of times when we talk about SMART goals, and again, that's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely, we often think of it from a standpoint of, yes, goals, SMART goals, yeah, cliche, yeah, okay. But really sitting down and developing thoroughly with someone, again, an accountability partner, developing those SMART goals along with your action plan. So those steps of accomplishing that and celebrating those many accomplishments as you go along. There's power in being able to say no. Know that. Like, no, I cannot. And especially for, I don't want to, maybe it's a little biased, but, as women, we often will overextend ourselves. Yes, I can do that. Maybe not to disappoint others, but maybe also because we think we got it. I can manage that. Yeah, I got that. I got this. But we may need to slow down and say, no, my plate is really full and I can't overextend myself. So the power in saying no is really critical, to that as well, to achieving your goals and to avoiding stress and burnout. I think taking time too for yourself, A lot of times we're often on the go, but we don't stop to celebrate those accomplishments and stop just to appreciate the moment. So taking that time to really do that is very critical as well. One other item I would suggest too is definitely creating that time management plan. We don't often analyze our time, how we spend our time. Within vocational support services, we have a 24-hour log that we have our students do, where you sit down, take a day, and just really jot down how you spend your day. You may find that there are areas where you're distracted and time is being wasted, but you may also find that, oh my goodness, I am overextended. I don't have enough time in a day to do certain things. So being able to really evaluate that thoroughly and then make necessary changes is important as well. Balance is the key.
Definitely. Thank you for that. And as we're starting to wrap up, what is the best advice that you could give to students to keep their momentum going throughout the semester?
You are already equipped. Your history, your experience has already dictated that you are already equipped for this journey. Will there be challenges along the way? Absolutely. But once again, change and that tuggle and that stress and that tension is a catalyst for becoming. So just keep that in mind. And once again, just keep in the forefront your goals. There will be many distractions. There will be times where you just want to give up and quit. Tap into your resources. Tap into your resources. Tap into your resources and remember why you're doing it.
Ms. Jamila, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I want to let you know that we appreciate all that you're doing here at Prince George's Community College for Vocational Services. And thank you for joining us for here today at Women of Wisdom in the Lavender Lounge.
Thank you so much once again for having me. I really enjoyed this opportunity to speak with you. And if anyone has any questions and you just want to address some things or need some resources, tools for tackling starting fresh, please feel free to contact us. Vocational Support Services at vss@pgcc.edu.
Thank you. And as we continue to celebrate the women on campus and in our community, let's enjoy the seeds of wisdom we want to share and spread with you all throughout your lives.
Hey, I'm Jasmine George, a student at Prince George's Community College. I'm here to sow a few seeds of wisdom about today's theme, starting fresh. For a college student, there's no fresher start than a good night's rest. This report from Carnegie Mellon University reveals that how much sleep you get can have a significant impact on your GPA. In fact, for first-year students, lower grades at the end of the semester are directly correlated to too little sleep at the beginning of the semester. Experts recommend 8 to 10 hours of sleep for teenagers and 7 to 9 hours for young adults, but the average college student only gets about 6.5 hours every night. So, how can you get more or better sleep? Well, for one, if you only use your bed for sleeping, it's much easier to get to sleep. It can be tempting to study, read, or watch TV in your bed, but only using your bed for resting teaches your brain that when you're in bed, it's time to sleep. Second, avoid your devices at least an hour before bedtime. The blue light phones and laptops emit can interfere with your sleep quality. Lastly, follow an otherwise healthy lifestyle. Exercising, drinking enough water, and filling up on nutrient-dense foods will make it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. So the moral of the story is, start off with a good night's sleep and keep it going throughout your semester. Rest helps you bring your best to your learning experience. I hope these seeds of wisdom grow in your soul. I'm Jasmine George. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Wow, what an amazing opportunity to have a chance to sit down with Miss Jamil. And as a fellow owl to my fellow owls, I want to wish you guys an amazing semester. You got this, just hang in there. For more information about joining Women of Wisdom, visit our website at pgcc.edu. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on the Lavender Lounge.